Hey,
Good morning.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching. Welcome.
What's that quote from the Jim Carrey movie? It was when he's in a fake world. And he goes, "In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night." Remember that?
No,
Is you serious?
I haven't seen that.
What? What is that movie?
I don't know.
Jim Carrey. It's like a drama, and his whole world is being filmed the whole time. And you got to look this up. What, dude? This was like when you were in high school. This movie came out.
I have no idea.
This is insane, everybody. I thought Joel was super culturated.
What's the Jim Carrey movie where it's like good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever it is?
In case I don't see you.
In case I don't see you.
He's asking his chat right now. What does it say? What's it say? Is it going to do anything?
Yeah, it's going to. It's thinking.
That line is from The Truman Show.
Truman Show.
Truman Show. Okay.
You've never seen The Truman Show, have
I've
you?
never seen The
Oh
Truman
my
Show.
gosh.
No.
You need to watch The Truman Show, Joel Moses.
Have you watched the Truman
Yes,
Show?
it's a cult classic, bro. It's like literally, it's
Maybe I have.
That's really sad.
I don't think I have. Anyway.
All right. We were told that we need to spice up this podcast, which honestly
Yes.
I need to because I'm sick and tired of being like, and here's what's happening in our building.
Well, yesterday was an
week.
amazing Sunday, though, with kids and families and babies. And
I'm going to say
children.
something that maybe no one will agree with on this podcast, but I need to say it anyways.
Oh, no.
If you watch this podcast and you're regularly a part of our church, but you're so dysregular in your attendance that you need us to update you every single week on what's happening, get your butt to church.
Well, yesterday was Mother's Day. So
Which
some
is
people
fine.
had to
Sure.
go visit their mothers in Lancaster.
I don't know, man. I'm just sick and tired of people being like, what's happening in the church? Just show up.
Oh, that's true.
Like, sorry, guys. Like, it's
Yes,
not
if you're
hard.
a regular vineyard person
Or
who's
ask
very
a
faithful
question.
and amazing, but you went to visit your mother in Laguna Niguel, then that's totally makes sense yesterday.
Yes.
But there are people who are so peripheral, but yet want the insider info.
Just come to church on
like,
a
no,
Sunday,
then that
or like
doesn't work.
ask us out on a Sunday. Hey, what's
so
going
tall
on?
suddenly.
What's going on with the building? Oh, great. Well, hey, we got next step is this, that. Yeah, I just
You need to lower your chair.
why?
Because you're too tall. I'm taller than you in real life. So I'm taller than
You're
Josh.
taller than me in real
And then right now there's this appearance because
I'm sure.
between your posture and your chair position, you appear taller than me, which is
Just a
very
little
awkward.
zesty today in people's incessant need for us to keep them updated when if they were just a part of our church, they would stay updated.
All right,
It's
I'm going to
not
give you
hard.
a word, and then you
I was gonna
you
do
do
the
a
French fry
compound
thing.
word.
I don't want to do that.
Why? That would be amazing. Okay,
No.
ready? Let's just try it. So come up with something, an ad, and then I'll play off that, and we go back and forth. So guitar,
Stand.
stand up.
I don't want to do this.
Why? Up's a good one.
Down. I don't even know if that's what are we doing? Are we adding a
You're
word? on
you're
top?
making it a compound word. So we'll start over. Guitar,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Guitar stand.
stand. What do I do for stand? That's actually hard.
This is our
Stand
problem.
by. Stand by.
Stand by me.
Now you have to do by.
What?
Do by.
Bye bye.
No, one word. Like
Bye bye bye.
like bystander.
Oh,
That's the only one
Great, you
could have
got
done.
it.
Oh no, now I have to do standard.
All right, we're gonna
Okay,
talk
this
about
game's over.
we're gonna talk about French fries.
Okay, French fries.
And we're gonna not complain about people needing info but just never showing up. It's so annoying. Sorry, you guys get real, honest reflections of a pastor where it's like, just be here and then you'll know. There's about 400 people that show up regularly that know what's going on and they love it. So,
Very good to be
all
here.
right.
Get
Bring
filled
your
up.
pastoral kindness and grace to all these
We
people.
want to encourage you if you've been floating or peripheral.
You even said on Sunday, you're not going to flourish if you float.
Nope.
You even said that. So people should take word of that.
Yeah.
Hi, take root. Be a part of our community. Be invested in the city. Stop hating Los Angeles and start blessing Los Angeles.
Don't just use the city.
Don't use and abuse the city. Bring
Bless
flourishing.
the city.
Bless
you can't
the city.
bless it if you're halfway in it. Anyway, all right, let's do French fries.
French fries. Okay, so I found this list of... Just get to the building. Nope, we're going to talk about French fries. So... There's 11 French fry companies out there, fast food places.
Okay.
There's a lot more than that.
I don't eat French fries. I'm just kidding.
Well,
I do eat French fries.
okay, so there's a list of them. We're not going to do like what they're doing right now, which is super popular, which is like pick 5, take 5, whatever. But let's talk. Okay, so there's Wendy's French fries, which I have a very strong opinion about Wendy's French fries. There's Wendy's, there's McDonald's, there's Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, Arby's curly fries, Sonic, Five Guys Cajun.
We don't really have
We're not
Sonic.
doing that. Yeah, but you know what Sonic is, and you. grew
I
up
do
with
from New
Sonic.
Mexico.
Yeah, and so I did too, because Colorado has Sonic.
Yeah, but if you're like straight out of 90066, there's no Sonic until
well,
you
it's
get to
because
like
there's no way that
Temecula
you'd
or
be able to
something.
buy like land and then do like the drive-through concept, which was actually a Southern California concept.
Yeah.
But anyways, Kentucky fried KFC fries.
KFC fries.
Yeah, they have the big old. They're thick boys.
I don't think we have any KFCs in California.
There's literally a KFC 4 blocks from my house.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They're usually combined. It's like a KFC Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like they're
that's
marrying.
true.
Back in the day when you had like A&W, remember those? The
Yeah.
A&W KFC mixtures. Dairy Queen. Oh, did I say? Oh, no. Yeah. So Dairy Queen, which I don't know who would get a Dairy Queen fry. Burger King. Popeyes. I think that this is clearly not a West Coast one, but there should also be In-N-Out and
Oh yeah.
Culver's, right? Those should be evaluated
Just add
as.
it out to it.
Yeah. Okay.
our
So we've got a big
discussion.
list of these fries here. So I'm like, they're
Five
saying.
Guys? Did you do Five Guys?
Yeah, Five Guys was in there. So they're saying that the number one fry, because of a couple of reasons. Actually, I love this category that they added here: freshness,
Okay.
which they're saying the number one is Wendy's, which I'm like, what are you talking
It would
about?
be In-N-Out.
Freshness, crispiness, saltiness.
Okay.
Overall, but they include the ability to eat alone.
Oh, like standalone without a burger.
They are
That
good
good.
enough,
Okay.
right? So interesting, because you got McDonald's, you got In-N-Out, you got Wendy's, you got
Yes.
you got Burger King, you've got Five Guys, you've got Dairy Queen, you've got Sonic, you've got Culver's, all of those, right?
Yep.
I don't know. Best overall for freshness, crispiness, saltiness, which would probably
Overall,
like
we should save that for
savory,
last. Start with
and
salty.
an ability to eat alone.
So what are we doing right now? The best overall?
I'd say what's the freshest?
Okay, the freshest would be In-N-Out because you can legit look through the window and watch them.
Do you think it's more fresh than Five Guys? Because they do the same thing. Their fries are
I've never seen Five Guys make their fries, but like at In-N-Out, they have that machine that you just hit and it goes.
and it hits. I would say from it being a full potato
Yes.
to in your mouth, the time is quickest at In-N-Out.
Yeah. And there's always some guy doing this thing.
That's the only job he has.
Yeah. McDonald's is like frozen bag in the freezer.
Yeah. So freshness wise, we're saying that the top. I mean, we're talking every one
Just
of them. No one
freshness.
else you can go see that happening.
No, maybe at Five Guys, but we don't know because there's
I've seen them fry them up, but I've never seen them smash a whole potato.
no, but at In-N-Out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, so freshness is
in
In-N-Out.
and out. Yes. All right. next
Crispiness.
category. Crispiness.
I would not say that you have to get your In-N-Out fries well done if you want them crispy.
Light done or well done. I like them well done, and it's really
But the fact
only
that you
way
have to do that,
I know,
though, is
that's why-
deceptive because most people don't know you can do that.
Not a huge In-N-Out fry guy, unless
I don't
do.
like In-N-Out
No,
fries.
I like them but we'll save that category for later. I mean, the crispiest fries I would say are definitely McDonald's. And I
Unless
heard,
they're not fresh, then they're
no, but if they're fresh,
soggy.
they're like crispy in a weird way. I used to work at
Oh, we forgot
McDonald's and
Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Chick-fil-A's on this list as well.
Crispiness would be McDonald's because I always heard they put candle wax on their fries. Was that like an urban?
You can't eat candle wax, Joel.
No, but they put some there. There's something about candle wax.
No,
On
they
McDonald's
used to fry
fries.
them in beef tallow.
No,
And now they
there's
don't.
Something about candle wax.
Stop, dude. I'm not going to believe this. I'm not going to have this conversation.
Okay.
Candle wax? Come on, dude. It's crispiness. Honestly, here's the deal. What are we talking? Are we talking like the ability to, like you hear it?
Yeah, like a good crunch.
I don't like my fries to be crunchy, though.
No, but we're saying what are the crispiest? That's the category.
I would say the crispiest out of all of those, the Chick-fil-A's, the In-N-Out, the McDonald's, Culver, Five Guys.
Wait, I'm just looking. So chat says that it's not that they were dipped in candle wax. It's that there's often a viral notion that McDonald's fries have a similarity to candle wax due to the high amount of chemicals in preparation.
I don't believe that at all. If every time someone says like
They have
McDonald's,
a waxy texture.
No, they don't. Here's the deal, dude. McDonald's is not good for you, but it's not 10 times worse for you than going to like Burger King.
Yeah. The fries are just natural.
People freak out because the flavor of McDonald's is distinctly McDonald's, and they don't get that. And it's like, well, yeah, because they've created their own seasoning. Like they've got it's like every time you go to Taco Bell, everything that Taco Bell is going to taste the same.
Yeah.
Because they've got that basic 5 flavor profiles, and they're not going to I mean, my dad owns a large restaurant chain in Colorado. When you eat something from there, it's going to taste like it's from that restaurant. And that's actually a selling point. You go there because you like that taste.
My dad loves McDonald's, especially
I love McDonald's.
The filet of fish.
Oh, man, don't get me started. I love a filet of fish.
Me too. Are you into McRibs?
No, I think they're terrible.
No, my dad loves filet of fish.
I like anything that McDonald's makes. I do. Like but I'm not sitting there thinking that McDonald's is better than In-N-Out. I'm not like crazy. Like
no, I don't.
I like McDonald's because I think McDonald's is its own category of food. It's a lot like in my mind, it's like when somebody we have a couple people at our church that are native Chinese people, and they and they have a very strong preference and opinion about Los Angeles Chinese takeout. And I am of a firm belief that Los Angeles Chinese takeout is not Chinese food. It's Los Angeles food. It's American.
It's American Chinese.
I wouldn't even say Chinese. I would just say that's a version of American food. Like we created that. Like not we as in like America, but like it was not in existence until it was in America. So I'm okay with just being like, oh no, it's not Chinese food. That's takeout.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother category. It'd be like someone being like, oh, I really want some Mexican food. Let's go to Tito's.
Oh yeah,
you'd be like, no, whoa, no. That's a hard
West
shelled
Side tacos.
That's a hard shelled beef taco with cheddar cheese on top.
Yes.
That's your mom makes that.
Yes.
Like that's not even Mexican. You can't use that word. It's just not fair.
Yes.
Mexican food has a very specific connotation.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's for 2 years in high school.
I never worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, the manager didn't like me, and I would he would send me into the freezer with like Mick defroster.
Just that sentence you just said. He would send me into the freezer.
No, the walk-in freezer. He would be like, Joel, I was only 15 or so, but he would be like, Joel, you need to go.
Think about what you just said.
Defrost.
My manager, when I was 15, didn't like me very much, so he would send me into the walk-in freezer.
Yeah.
Period. Done. That's a 1980s story.
He would give me Mick degreaser. Everything was called Mick before it, so this was the Mick degreaser, and I would have to go not degreaser. It was the defroster. So I'd have to go to get like the bunches of ice that would be in the freezer and like spray it and try to melt. And then he would send me out to the drive-through.
You need to stop saying "sent me out."
No, he would make me go out to the drive-through lot with de-oiler to get the grease spots off from where the cars would stay.
That's fine.
And everyone else just got to make apple pies, got to like serve the chicken McNuggets. But I had to do that. But then, this is a cool story actually. So I worked my way up cooking and became like the lead cook back there. But then in the meantime, I was playing saxophone a lot, and I made McDonald's band, which is like a big deal. And then the manager suddenly had to like me because I was representing New Mexico with McDonald's band. Isn't that funny?
Sure.
All right, it's sort of random. I haven't had enough
crispy
coffee today.
Fries, I'd say.
All right.
I think that the
Definitely
crispiest
McDonald's.
fries when they're fresh, I think I'd say Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I've never had Chick-fil-A fries. I just have their waffle fries.
That's what they are.
Oh, then definitely those. Those are
I think
delicious.
that there's enough texture because of the waffle component that when it's fried properly, there's enough crisp. I'm not saying that.
I still think McDonald's is crispier
You really think so?
if they're hot.
That's okay. That's great. We can do that. So In-N-Out's the freshest.
Freshest, McDonald's crispiest.
All right.
With a close tie.
Saltiness. So it's basically flavor. This is like which one tastes the best, like flavor salt wise. Man, I'm going to say either Wendy's, because Wendy's changed their thing like 5 years ago, and they did this they did a whole blind taste test thing. It was kind of like when Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they did the blind taste test, and immediately everybody loved Pepsi because it was way more sugary. You remember that? It was like in the early 2000s.
Yep.
Wendy's did that for fries.
I haven't tried the new Wendy's fries.
Well, I don't know if they do it anymore, but this was like in mid 2000s.
Were they amazing?
They were saltier.
Oh.
Their big thing was we're going to fry all of our fries to order and we're going to salt the heck out of them. And man, were they good for a season. But I don't know if it's true anymore. So I'm going to say I think that the saltiest / the most flavorful fries I think are Five Guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they put like Landry's seasoning salt on it.
Yes, that's what those are. Okay. Yes, I would agree with that. I haven't been to Five Guys in a long time.
Well, it's because their burgers are like $12.
Yeah.
It's like $40 if you want to go like have 2 cheeseburgers and fries and potentially.
I haven't had like a fast food burger in a really long time, except for In-N-Out.
My boys are young, so it's like
We get In-N-Out
all the time.
That's it.
In-N-Out's fast food.
Yeah. Animal style double with chopped chilies and protein style. Then I get a Flying Dutchman on the side. And then I get a puppy patty for my dog.
I just love the chopped chili hack.
Chopped chilies are
In it,
very
I need it. I
satisfying.
need the animal style with chopped chilies.
So last year they ran out of chopped chilies for like 3 months and went to some banana peppers that had no heat.
Still be nice for a texture
But
reason.
now they're back to the regular chopped. All right, next category.
Ability to eat alone.
Definitely Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
Yeah, you could have those just with Chick-fil-A
Definitely
sauce.
not In-N-Out fries. I would never go to In-N-Out and get fries.
Would you?
They're just
Could you
like-
imagine getting in the drive-through lane and being like, "Can I just have a large fry?"
Animal fry. I could order
But that's
animal
not
fries
this though.
alone.
But that's not fair because
No.
you could go to Wendy's and you can get like a bacon cheese fry. So
I like
we
Wendy's
can't.
chili. Have you ever had
Oh
that?
my gosh, yeah, it's amazing. My dad would always order. My dad would go to Wendy's, and he's like one of these old school guys that doesn't call potatoes potatoes. He calls them spuds.
It's Iowan or something. Where's he from originally?
Colorado.
Wow. Well, that's close to Iowa.
So he
Or
goes
Idaho.
up and he goes, "Can I get
Idaho.
a spud with chili?" And they're always like, "Sorry, sir, what?" He's like, "You guys don't know what a spud is? Fine, a potato." My dad doesn't speak like a Southern
know.
guy, but I was like, "Dad, just call it a potato." I actually don't know why you would call something a spud. Sounds very Russian, Sputnik.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Idahoan.
I would say, I think ability to eat alone, you're tinkering into the world of Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, and Five Guys. I think those are the only 3 companies, because like Culver's or
Who makes the curly
Sonic
fries
or
that have-
Arby's. Oh,
Like
shoot.
super curly.
That's
with,
Arby's.
With good seasoning salt.
Yeah, dang. Actually, dude. Oh man. Is are Arby's fries more
I don't know
tasty
if there's an
or
Arby's
if
on
they
the
are
west side. Oh, yeah, there's one in Santa Monica.
There's Arby's. If you haven't had Arby's, or Hardee's is the other, I think on the other
Hardee's,
side of the
Arby's.
or is that Carl's Jr.'s?
Carl's Jr.'s. No, Arby's is like barbecue-ish.
No, Arby's is one of the. I'm going to say this.
Shannon, my
I
wife
think
loves
Arby's.
Arby's.
I think Arby's might be the best all-around fast food place.
But is there even one
Period.
around here? Yes, there's one in Santa Monica that I've been to.
But Arby's is amazing because you can go and you can get a roast beef sandwich, which Arby's beef isn't real. It's real, kinda, but they have like
Your mouth's starting to water thinking about
they have
Arby's.
brisket.
Brisket.
They have amazing like cold cut sandwiches too. You can get like turkey avocado, bacon avocado stuff. You can get fried chicken if you want. Like, but man, they've got the like also the Arby's sauce.
Yeah, Arby's
Oh
sauce is
my
a big
gosh,
deal.
it's like a horseradishy ketchup
Wow.
with Worcestershire, and I love Arby's. I love Arby's. I love
I
Arby's
haven't
so
been to any of
much.
these restaurants in so long, but Arby's is probably like
Gosh,
15
man.
years.
Oh my gosh, it's
we even
so
have an
good.
Arby's?
I mean, think about it. Like, what would you rather eat? Like, if you because if you ate a cheeseburger every week, that's not okay.
No.
But if you went to Arby's and you had a turkey sandwich one week,
Yep.
and then you had that looks like it's by my house by
Yes,
LAX,
there's not an Arby's in Santa Monica anymore, but there is one
in Westchester.
on Manchester.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, it's because it's right by the airport. That makes sense. It's so good, man. And the roast beef sandwich, and if you get like the cheddar one, they put like melted cheddar. I'm not saying that this is as good as like if you went to a place.
No, this is
Like if you went to Cancer's and you went and got a pastrami sandwich, that's going to be better. Again, fast food is its own distinct cultural phenomena.
yeah.
But it's like, man, if you're hankering for a beef sandwich or But they're curly
Standalone
fries. Okay, I'm going to say this. I don't think it's as flavorful as Five Guys because Five Guys puts all that unbelievable, salty, delicious, like Cajun stuff on it. But the ability to just eat because they're crispy, they've got shape. I think you're living in the world of Chick-fil-A or
Texture.
Arby's.
I love
It's the
dipping Chick-fil-A
textural-
fries into the sauce
and then you
because
swipe it.
yeah, because it absorbs has all
and
those,
it goes through
those
the holes.
waffle fries are amazing.
Well, it's a texture. It's kind of like when you eat mac and cheese, and it's better to eat shaped mac and cheese because the shapes have more surface area for the salt.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm a big believer that SpongeBob mac and cheese is the best in the world, and I believed that before I had children. By the way,
Wow. That's,
what do you think? Okay, so ability to eat independently by themselves. We've got Arby's and we've got Chick-fil-A. I don't think there's anybody else that can stand up to the rigor of if you like. No one would think it's weird if you were just eating Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
no, that'd be great. If someone brought me some waffle fries
That'd
from
be amazing.
Chick-fil-A, I'd be like, oh, thank you.
If they just brought you In-N-Out fries, you'd be like, "Where's my burger?"
No, I wouldn't. No, they're kind of soggy.
Right.
Unless
So
if
if
someone brought
someone-
me light well or well done fries and
But you would think that was a leftover. You would think
I feel like
you
you
ate
didn't-
your burger and you
right.
didn't want your fries.
Exactly.
But if somebody gave you Chick-fil-A fries, you'd be like, "Thanks for thinking of me."
oh yeah, especially
If you got a
give me
big old
large.
thing of Arby's fries with Arby's sauce.
So I don't remember what they're like, but I remember liking them.
That's too bad, man.
I
I'm okay
remember
with going
liking
with
them.
Chick-fil-A simply because I think everybody who's listening.
Well, I think my wife would agree with you because she's an Arby's fan from back in the day in New Mexico. So
Yeah.
I would say let's go with Arby's.
Why don't you get
Plus,
to the
Arby's
church
is very-
updates? Why are you talking about French fries right now?
That's a good question. All right, next.
Overall,
Are we already at the overall?
I mean, you could go for convenience as another category, or you could go for what kind of
Convenience.
sauce options come with it, and it's not just ketchup, which then at that point it's Chick-fil-A. I think overall you've got, if you have the ability to eat it whenever you
Popeyes.
want.
I've never had Popeyes fries.
Popeyes fries are... Popeyes in general is bad unless you get that chicken sandwich.
Oh,
that
I
you
love
have.
the spicy
That spicy
chicken
chicken sandwich from Popeyes is life-changing.
Nice. It's pretty good.
It might be the best fast food chicken sandwich. Comparable to Chick-fil-A.
I like fries at Hop Dottie in Playa Vista. Have you ever been there? It's a burger
But
bar.
Yeah, but again, that's not fast food.
I know that's true.
You can't up the
They have
category.
truffle fries that are so good,
Yeah,
and they have green
but then
chili.
then we'd have to have a conversation about Shake Shack, but Shake Shack is like $12 for a burger.
Shake Shack's kind of not fast food, but it is.
I would not categorize Shake Shack as fast food. I also struggle to even put Five Guys into the fast food category. If you cannot drive through it,
Why is
I
it called
struggle.
Five Guys?
I actually literally just watched a video on
Really?
this. Yeah, last week. Yeah, so it was a family of four boys and a dad, and they started making burgers. They called it Five Guys, but then they had a fifth son.
Oh,
And then they decided to keep the name.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, I think they're based here.
fascinating that you know that.
I just happened to be watching Good Mythical Morning, which is a podcast thingy. And okay, so overall,
Fries.
I think at the end of the day, you're always going to get a consistent, unbelievable fry with many dipping options, and it's gonna and if you just ate it, you'd still be happy at Chick-fil-A. So my vote is overall is Chick-fil-A. I just don't know if I can find an overall experience that. Oh man, no! But if somebody gave me McDonald's fries,
McDonald's fries are iconic.
they're so freaking good.
If they're hot, they're iconic.
They are the best Okay, so let's just say it can't be shaped different for overall.
For French fries, it's McDonald's
I
for sure.
Then I think it's McDonald's.
Yeah,
I think the best overall French fry
it's McDonald's.
is McDonald's.
The best waffle fry
Obviously,
is
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, and then the best curly fry, Arby's.
Gosh, man.
All right, let's talk about baptism.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Baptisms are coming up this Sunday evening.
and encounter night.
Yep.
So
Worship.
good. We didn't have an encounter night last month, really, but we had a Good Friday encounter night. But it was still like an intense night. But like this is back to the rhythm of gathering for 1 hour on that Sunday night in the month, where we just seek and experience and love
Worship,
Jesus
pray,
together.
dunk
Yes.
people. It's going to be great.
Very powerful.
People
time.
getting baptized. If you have not signed up to get baptized, please sign up on
This
the
is the time.
website.
Sign up.
Go to our Instagram, click on the link in bio site link. Then you can sign up to get baptized. Joel will reach out to you and make sure you're all connected.
Yes.
And then it's going to be great.
Do it before Thursday this week. You don't have to, but it would be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah. Please help us out by making it a little bit more simple and signing up beforehand so we have that chance.
That'd be amazing. It's going to be a really rich time.
Yeah. Man, so we conquered French fries. Updates are happening. Come to church. We had
really rich.
We had Mother's Day and child dedications, which was amazing.
So beautiful. The babies blew my mind.
So
the children.
cool. Yeah, look on the Instagram. You'll see there's a reel that just shows all that happened yesterday. So that was great.
Really,
And
that's a great way to get updates.
Honestly, yeah, Instagram is the
if you-
best way to do it.
Even if you go, like, I love Sunday afternoons when the reel pops up, and I'm even just reminded of what
all
we just
happened.
experienced. But if you had to miss a Sunday, go to the reel and then watch last week's sermon. But the reel even just gives you a taste of, wow, amazing people, new people, lots happening.
Lots happening. Oh, it's really good. It's a good day. A lot of things going on. I'm looking at this list of French fries on my phone still.
And now we're talking about what does the Bible say about ... for the next 3 weeks.
Money.
We've done sex, we've done power, and now we're doing the third of that trio, sex, money, power.
Yep. So we're talking about money. Talk about the beauty of money, what it means, what it doesn't mean, why God gives it to us, what we're supposed to use it for. This will be a controversial one. Because money just taps into where people's ego is and their insecurities, and so it'll be really challenging. People will discover really quickly that New Testament belief of finances is radical, audacious, radical generosity in every way. There's a ton of stats out there about Christianity and generosity and how the world could change simply if Christians just tithed. So I'll quote a statistic that. If every single Christian in the world just faithfully gave, we would have no need for billionaires or millionaires, and the entire world would eradicate poverty in 1 year.
Just from followers of Jesus tithing.
Literally.
Just being obedient.
Not even being generous. And the number one...
God has kind of provided for the cure
Sufficiency.
for poverty.
Not just poverty, for homelessness, for everything.
God has... already equipped.
It's an activation of what is already in existence in Christian and the worldwide Christian movement's wealth. If it just got activated, all of these things that we cry out for and we hope our government solves would be solved immediately.
Wow.
And it's not Jeff Bezos and Elon's fault that they have billions of dollars. It's our fault because we don't give 10%. So there's a lot of things that I'll say about that. Ethnically, the most generous people are non-white. They are not American because people that are from other countries have a communal view of caring for the world. And it's your very wealthy white folks that historically don't give. The number one group that does not tithe is a group that is in the third tax bracket of moderately wealthy to wealthy. They are under the assumption that if they gave, no one would know what to do with their money, so they therefore hoard, or they nickel and dime 25 different ministries and nonprofits, thinking that that's actually beneficial. And at the end of the day, if they just activated their generosity, the world would get changed.
Wow.
And it's your fiscally conservative, hoarding, wealthy people that think that their money is their money and they choose to not give, and they don't tithe. That's the big thing. They don't give consistently and regularly,
sacrificially.
Well, it's not even sacrificial. If you make $1 million a year and you give $100,000 away, that's not sacrificial at all. That's sacrificial is when you make $33,000 a year and you give $3,000 away because you're a single mom. And you need that desperately. All these studies are out that if you make more than $85,000 a year in the United States, kind of generally, your wealth, health, and satisfaction in life does not increase anymore when you make more. But there's this assumption that if I make a lot, I need to spend a lot. I need to make my life better. And then, I've leveled up my living. So I make $1 million a year. Or I make $400,000 a year, I make $300,000 a year. Everybody just levels up their living. So they have a bigger house, they have a higher mortgage payment, they've got Now they've got the pool and they've got the private school and they've got the 14 yoga classes and they do Botox and you just like, oh, so how do you add? You just keep adding. And then, oh, well, I make $300,000 a year, I make $500,000, or I get stock options or whatever. And then, but the idea of I need to write $100,000 check every year, divide that by 12, that's $10,000 a year or a month. I don't want to make that sacrifice. And it's like, it's the exact same sacrifice that the single mom is making. Actually, it's worse for her because she doesn't have margin. You have margin, and people just, in Christianity in America specifically, that's where all the data is proving that Christians in America who are wealthy and predominantly of the white Caucasian population, they just don't want to activate that wealth. And we can change the world.
Is it true that I think I've read that the less wealthy people or lower income people give more sacrificially?
Yes. Yep. Asians and African Americans. Yep. Yeah. Two people groups specifically give above and beyond their 10%, and they live in a category of what would be biblical generosity. It's beyond what is expected into. It's Paul actually talks about this in 2 Corinthians. I'll teach this on Sunday, but the whole notion that like I'm not going to give to the church because I'm going to give to all these other things is a non-biblical practice. Giving to the church because you believe that the church not only needs it, but also that the church is an avenue to then dispense it out is very biblical. Because Paul actually goes to all these churches, asks for their resources that they have already received as an avenue for missions and all of that stuff. And but what you see is just that the activation of generosity is most often in impoverished, low income people who just say, you know what? This is what the Lord, they live in faith so often that they're willing to have little. And so you see, Paul even describing like that even though they have nothing, they have everything. And he's so grateful that they gave in their lack. And it's like, yeah, that's really, So what you actually see, even especially in cities like Los Angeles, is the conservative Asian movements, like the Korean fundamentalist movement, the Presbyterian, the low-income African-American communities, they give faithfully, radically, generously. And then there's another statistic that, this is the kind of stuff that really perturbs people on the West Side because we live in an affluent area. So the number one group that theologically has arguments against tithing are wealthy conservative people. Yeah, not conservative politically. I'm talking, or theologically. They're conservative with their finances. They what would be a better term? Frugal, or they hoard. They want. Right? Wow. It's like I need to just keep putting in my 401k even though I've already got $2 million in stocks or whatever. Right? Like. But yeah, so the theologies that this is called historical theology, and you discover when you study ancient church history and into modern church history, there are theologies that start kind of like branching out, and there's always a sociological reason why they're branching out, and sometimes it's political, like the Anabaptist movement of peacemaking branched out when the Catholics were waging war against Protestants. And then you have pacifism happening, which is nonviolent resistance towards aggressive religious activity. So every time something significant happens, and you have theology behind it. And what's fascinating about the historical theology of generosity and wealth and all of that is you end up finding very prosperous groups of people finding theological reasons to justify their lack of faithful giving. And it only ever happens where people have plenty.
Wow.
Like there's like literally there is no movement that I've ever found anywhere in my studies where poor people find a reason to not give, because there's an explicit story of the widow's mite where Jesus says she gave everything. Like but rich young ruler doesn't seem to impact wealthy people. Like, I mean, how many people that you and I have met in ministry where they go, well, Joel, I mean, tithing is kind of like an Old Testament thing. And it's like, well, for one, because like knowledge is privilege also. And a lot of people don't realize that, like, if you're wealthy enough to sit at home, like, you're privileged. Like being a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom puts you in a position of privilege. Not everybody has the financial ability to be freed to be at home. So it's like, okay, you're at home. Well, you meet people that are like, I've done my own studying. Well, I know a lot of people that don't have any time to do their own biblical studying. Well, what kind of a status of life do you have to be in to be able to give hours of your week to studying the scriptures, researching, learning, listening to podcasts, going to whatever, Bible study group you've got? The idea, like whenever I meet someone and they have strong theological opinions, but they are not classically trained in theology, my immediate thought is, where did you get all that time? And if you're in the west side of Los Angeles, if you have all of that time, you're either single and young and there's a lot of opportunity to maybe live at your parents' house or whatever. But if you've got a robust theological perspective on something and you're also in this area of the city, you're probably very privileged. You probably have a great job, or your spouse has a great job, and it affords you the chance to have a great sabbatical or a Sabbath every week. And like, there are plenty of people in our church that they work 55 to 60 hours a week, hourly. They live in a multi-generational family situation. They've got kids that are 9 years old and they just had an infant. There is no way on planet Earth they're going to read a book about whether or not giving is an Old Testament covenantal requirement that Jesus fulfilled in his death and resurrection. That's not going to happen. So the majority of people we interact with happen to be people who are privileged, have a high net value or worth, and have intentionally tried to figure out alternative theologies of giving. And most that I meet end up giving me some super strange theology of, I don't believe in tithing, and we just give where we feel led. And universally, they don't actually give even remotely close to what would be sacrificial at all. It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus kind of raises it above and beyond a tithe.
Oh, yes, he does. And so does Paul.
And it's also this is why Jesus talks so much about that money's not evil at all, but the danger, the lure of it to prevent us from the abundant life that Jesus has called us to, generous living, becoming generous people, finding that freedom in generosity and freedom from debt is part of flourishing that Jesus has for us in abundant life.
Yes.
And so this is a countercultural message that's going to be difficult, but much like the sex or power, I mean, that's why these are so important, these topics, because these are the key to some of what will release us into more of that kind of kingdom life and fulfilling life that Jesus has come to give us. Hard principles because they challenge us at the core, just like sexuality and
no one likes to talk about this stuff.
No, but it's incredibly empowering.
Or
you walk away sad like the rich young ruler.
It's not our fault. Like, at the end of the day, if on Sunday people resonate with the rich young ruler and they leave discouraged, it's sad. Jesus wasn't happy the rich young ruler said, I do everything and I'm so amazing and I follow all of the laws and the decrees. And Jesus says, great, just sell everything then. Like, if that's how Jesus teaches how to live like him, I mean, how many people in our church need to actually do that? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to have all of your wealth and lose your soul? That's another teaching of Jesus. Have everything but have nothing eternally?
Or how difficult it is to for a rich person to enter the kingdom of God. Not that they can't, but it's just really difficult because there's such self-reliance.
So historical theology, going back to that. So it wasn't until like the 1970s that Princeton University, which is quite literally the most wealthy, prestigious religious institution in the United States. So privileged. I mean, it's just wealthy, historically wealthy white Presbyterians. Now it's changed into Asians and others, but the historical kind of theological shift that broke was what you just quoted. It's a bit harder for Cam will go through. Then all of a sudden now you can actually read these wildly liberal scholars and they'll talk about how the eye of the needle is actually a subtle allusion to a gate that was actually at the temple courts. And it was actually just more or less just hard to find, but it wasn't actually hard to get into. So they take this radical teaching of Jesus that on face value is literally what Jesus is saying. It's not possible unless God does something. And they try to wiggle it. And it's like, why? Well, historically, Princeton is the most wealthy, the most prestigious, that theology would have compromised that they've got $1 billion endowment in their institute. So what do? You have to come up with things to twist your theology to make your life. I'm a millionaire. I don't want to tithe. I don't want to give my little church $100,000 a year because that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And if every single Christian tithed, there would be no poverty. There would be no homelessness. Every single church in the world would be thriving, growing, maximum capacity. And according to Rick Warren and I think it's like the 2050 movement, every single nation would get reached. Every Bible translation would get translated into the appropriate language. And every single opportunity for the gospel would actually go in the next 15 years. And from my perspective theologically on the end times and Jesus' return is the moment that every nation is reached, that will be the consummation of Jesus bringing his kingdom. All it takes is everybody to just be faithful. It takes everybody being all in. So it's not like give because Jesus is commanding it and then do it forever and ever and ever. It's like, no, there's an end game to our generosity, which is Jesus comes back.
That's powerful.
Or it's not, because if people don't think that Jesus is actually coming back in a real world living situation, then there's no fervor, there's no zeal. It's just Jesus is a therapeutic Christian opportunity. And it's like, or he's going to return and he's going to sift and he's going to make all things new. And he's kind of waiting for us to do that.
Wow.
So like,
that's good.
So it'll be, but again, maybe everything I'm saying right now
church.
is like, people are like, I don't like that. And it's like, well, I mean, we have to talk about these things. This is what the Bible teaches us on stuff.
It's good leadership though. Jesus leads us into freedom and kingdom goodness. Very difficult.
Yes.
But it's very important. And it's for us. It's for our Wow, that's exciting.
I think it's good. It'll be fun. So that's what we're doing this Sunday.
And then Sunday night. So make sure you come Sunday night, 5:30. And if you haven't been baptized, let us know this week. And we're good.
That's it. French fries, McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A.
Drop your opinion about fries in the comments and get baptized. And we'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.